Okay guys, this is Unit 1, Formative 2, Day 3. This is 2.2 in your book. Two-step equations is what we're talking about. Okay, a few of these. If we look at number 1, we see we have 2x plus 3 equals 11. Now when we do two-step equations, sometimes they'll be multiplying and dividing, sometimes adding and subtracting. We want to get our x right here by itself. And so the way we do that is we need to move things away, just like we talked about our one step. We'll be doing it more than once now. So if we have 2x plus 3 equals 11, first I need to get rid of this 3, and since it's being added, I'm going to subtract 3 on both sides. Okay, remember my equal sign. I'm just going to draw that down. Okay, so if I subtract 3 on both sides, I have 2x just left over here, because my 3's will cancel. And 11 minus 3 is going to be 8. Okay. And remember this is equals, so 2x, between the 2 and x is multiplication, so I'm going to divide by 2, divide on both sides, and we have x will equal 4. Okay, number 2 has x divided by 5 minus 6 equals 1. Okay, now on this one, we want to do our adding and subtracting first, okay, because that's kind of farthest away from our x. So if we have our, we see this negative 6, so I want to add 6 over to both sides. Okay, this way our negative and positive 6 will cancel, and on my right side I'm just left with 7. 1 plus 6 is 7. On my left side I still have x over 5. Okay, x over 5, that means divide, and so the opposite of division is multiplication, so I want to multiply by 5. Remember, I have to do that on both sides. My 5's here, if I multiply by 5 and divide by 5, that'll give me 1, and 1 times x is just x. Okay, on my left side. On my right side, 7 times 5 we know is 35. And that is your answer for number 2. Okay, number 3 says x plus 5 over 6 equals negative 3. Now, the last one we did, I told you to subtract first, and on this one, it's a little bit different because this is x plus 5 all over our 6. Okay, so it's almost like it's in parentheses on top there. And just like we do parentheses first in our order of operations, when we're solving for x, we do this last. Okay, and so I need to actually multiply by 6 on both sides before I can do anything with the top. So if I multiply by 6 and divide by 6 on my left side, those will cancel, and I just have x plus 5 left over, and negative 3 times 6 is negative 18. Okay, now it turns into one of our simple one-step equations, so we just have to subtract 5 on both sides, and we get x equals negative 23. Okay, so that's your answer for number 3. Number 4 is 10 minus x equals 7. In this one, first we need to move that 10 away because it's farthest away from our x. So if we notice it's a positive 10, so we need to subtract it. All right, and when we subtract 10 over here, we have a positive and a negative 10. That will just give us 0, so we're just left with negative x. And 7 minus 10 we know is negative 3. But we still have this negative attached to our x, and to get rid of that we can divide by negative 1. When we divide by negative 1, it doesn't change the x at all, but it does make it positive because a negative divided by a negative is a positive. So we have a positive x on our left side, and we also will have a positive on our right side, but that will be a positive 3. So our answer for number 4 is x equals 3. And that's it for today. We'll see you tomorrow.